Alright, so I've been trying to make this video for a really long time now. Everything, with a toddler and a baby in the house, it just doesn't really come together. My name is Amanda, and I am a brand new homeschool mom living in Pittsburgh with my kids and my husband. We are beginning this guy, which is the Blossom and Root Early Years 1 curriculum. We just wrapped up week 1, so it's a really gentle nature-based curriculum, which is perfect for us. We love being outside, whether that's the porch, the backyard, camping, hiking. So I have a feeling the nature portions of this curriculum we're going to split up between finding nature in an urban setting and also taking it with us on the road. It's really giving me some ideas on how to extend on the experiences that we have on a regular basis anyway. My plan is to document the weeks as we go. I figured if I'm making a video to do this, then I may as well throw it out there and share it. Please comment in the box below and like it and follow it and do all the stuff that you're supposed to do on YouTube. Head over to Instagram to follow me too, at Foursquare Schoolhouse. So picking up here with the nature study portion of the curriculum, basically we're starting at a really weird time. So instead of beginning a fresh school year at the beginning of the fall or late summer, we're jumping right in on the very first day of spring, which also happened to fall on Mr. Rogers' birthday. Yay. As a Pittsburgher, that's kind of a big deal. You never really know what the weather here is going to be like, especially in the early spring, but we lucked out and got some fairly decent weather for the week. So instead of a nature walk, we just kind of spread out a nature wander over the course of the week. She dug around in the dirt there outside the Children's Museum, gathered a little bag of treasures here to take home with her. We also spent a lot of time just outside of our home, so playing in the backyard, playing with neighbors, being on the porch, the front yard, taking little walks down the street, pushing the bubble mower down the block. And the whole time we just kind of kept practicing wondering out loud, like the curriculum encouraged. It was a good reminder for me. I did a lot of the wondering and just sort of modeled that for her, but Lucy did a lot of noticing. So using her senses to talk about what she was feeling and smelling and seeing. Overall, the nature portion of this week really didn't get us doing anything out of the ordinary in terms of what we were physically doing, but it did really amp up that noticing and the conversations that we had surrounding that. For math and science this week, we did the Feed the Monster project. She and her sister are totally Cheerio monsters themselves, so this was kind of appropriate. We used a piece of a pancake mix box, just trying to reuse things that we already have to make this more sustainable. And also just some random art supplies that we had laying around. So she created the monster, I cut out the circle, the mouth, and she was able to do the rest independently. She got right to work dropping Cheerios into his little mouth, and then we worked together to count up to 50, and then she just kind of wanted to have a snack, so the monster was cut off at that point and Lucy finished up. In art this week, we started talking about this dude named Vincent van Gogh. I just went ahead and printed out the first 4 weeks worth of pictures on a single sheet of cardstock for her. Initially, I thought about just showing her the images on my iPad to save paper and stuff, but I'm kind of an analog girl and thought it would be nicer for her to have a hard copy that she could look at and notice throughout the week if we put it up somewhere. I kind of dropped the ball and revealed the name of the painting while I was planning my week. And Lucy has never forgotten anything that anyone has ever said or done in the brief history of her life. So she easily identified the painting by its name as soon as she saw it. Next week, I will know better and withhold this information. She used her awesome noticing skills that we talked about earlier to point out all the colors, buildings, people, stuff like that. I asked her lots of open-ended questions, and then she kind of created a little story surrounding the picture. For the artistic expression portion of the lesson, I kind of called an audible and broke out quick sticks, which are freaking fantastic, by the way. If you haven't experienced them, they are an experience. You should get some. Hazel, my youngest, had an appointment later that morning, so making a big painting mess just wasn't going to happen. Lucy had zero interest in creating an original yellow and blue painting like the curriculum suggested. Instead, she really just wanted to recreate Van Gogh's painting, and it just turned out fantastic. And she's so proud of her work and excited about this, and the whole thing just makes my heart happy. I love it. In music this week, the lesson introduced Mozart, and honestly, it also kind of introduced the entire idea of composers and symphonies around here as well. This lesson took us like way outside of our home's typical soundtrack, but we really didn't hate it. It was fun. Every morning through the week, I asked ALEXA to play Mozart while we had breakfast and morning basket time. It was just a really nice, chill soundtrack for our mornings. And Lucy actually listened and talked about the instruments that she thought she heard. She was really pumped because she thought the one song sounded just like the I Know You song from Sleeping Beauty. And I also left out these play scarves most days of the week so that it was just a little more hands-on and special. Just something fun to do while they listened. This week's finger play was a really simple, appropriate way to celebrate our new preschool adventure. There's one line in it: my home is my school and will help me to learn. And this line is killer. I'm so excited that it's in there, so much so that I plan on including this rhyme during our morning time every day. Kids are just surrounded by so many messages from family, friends, Daniel Tiger, and Peppa Pig that school is a building that you travel to in a yellow bus. So Lucy is still just really working out how the heck we can possibly have school at home and how I can possibly be her teacher without a freaking pencil in my hair and glasses on all the time. So basically, this one line in our first little rhyme is just exactly what I need in this moment as we build an understanding together of what school is for our family. So thank you, Blossom and Root. One of my goals for our homeschooling journey is for it to be affordable and sustainable. So I would love to be able to reuse things, to borrow stuff, just not be buying, so that we can show the earth and our wallets a little bit of love. I did not make it to the library in time. I tried to throw this all together as soon as possible, and we didn't end up having the physical books on hand for this week, so we hopped onto YouTube, and I am so keeping this in my back pocket for the future. If I just don't have the opportunity to find the books that we need, this will totally work in a pinch. I did look ahead at the weather for the week, and I scheduled this lesson on a day that I knew would be warmish and rainy. Like I said before, we kind of lucked out in the weather department this week and got some cool, good weather for the activities that were planned. So instead of the sensory bin activity, I just scrapped that and we hit the backyard instead. So we found/made some mud. We got a little bit soggy, so we came back inside just to warm up. We made coffee and coffee for me, hot chocolate for Lucy, and we talked about the color brown of our beverages and how that was similar to the mud we made, and we talked about our adventures outside. Overall, it was just a really nice excuse to put on a raincoat and rain boots and get out there. We spend a lot of time in the kitchen as a family together anyway, prepping, cooking, cleaning, all that good stuff. So this week's kitchen classroom kickoff was not something that's out of the ordinary for us. Lucy had been talking a lot about pizza lately, which is one of the many foods that she doesn't actually eat, but she was showing an interest in it, so it seemed like a good place to start. We made a trip to Trader Joe's to get ingredients for a semi-homemade pie, I guess, and for the pizza we kept it pretty simple. So I got some refrigerated dough, which is so good, a jar of the tomato basil cream sauce, my all-time favorite sauce for pretty much anything that you can put sauce on, mozzarella, bell peppers, baby portobello mushrooms. We left all the toppings and stuff up to Lucy, and that's what she chose. She's a pro when it comes to washing and chopping veggies. She ate a few whole mini peppers and just had so much fun squishing the dough into place on a cookie sheet. Then once the dough was ready, she spread the sauce here with that silicone brush and kind of treated it as an art activity too. She was talking about all the different things that she was painting as she was doing it. She sprinkled the cheese on, maybe even tried a bite or two. I'm not sure. That's another thing that...
I did try a bite.
You did try a bite, okay.
I tried 2
bites. And then she distributed the toppings like the boss that she is. Really, overall, I feel like the best part of this kitchen classroom lesson is probably just how it focuses my intention. So we're not doing anything that's especially different from what we usually do, but it was just more about Lucy and less about getting dinner on the table. So I had more patience with her because that was the intention. The intention of doing this kitchen classroom was to give her the opportunity to explore the different ingredients, and that's where my focus was. So it wasn't on hurrying up. I was more in the moment with her, and I think she enjoyed it more. I think she took more pride in making this pizza. I made it a big deal, and the entire experience became about us spending time together, us noticing things, about her learning, and we weren't thinking about all the other things that had to get done. We were just being in the moment together, which is freaking awesome. 2 thumbs up after taking a tiny little bite. But anyone with a three-nager knows that a tiny bite can be a pretty big deal. So yeah, that's about it for week 1. Lucy's just wrapping up here with her new campus coffee shop cash register that we got. The one section said that we should set up a dramatic play area this week, and we already have like plenty of dramatic play stuff that we've been gathering for years now. So we just set something special up in her quote-unquote school space in the dining room. But yeah, we're really pumped. We dig this program so far, and I'm excited to continue sharing about our adventures in Blossom and Root and in homeschooling in general. I'm hoping to have a first impressions video coming up soon. I want to wait until we get a couple more weeks into the program before I do that, just to get to know it a bit better. But again, I hope you like, subscribe, stop back again soon, and check me out on Instagram too at Foursquare Schoolhouse. See you next time.